Welcome to Sample Exams, where software testing questions get solved, step by step. Let's get started. Answer A is not correct. Although it is true that the tester can implement and execute detailed test cases based on the checklist, it does not explain how this would result in increased coverage. Answer B is not correct. Checklist items should not be automated. But even if they are, the automated test scripts always execute the tests in the same way, which usually does not result in increased coverage. Answer C is not correct. It is true that each checklist item should be tested separately and independently. But this impacts the test execution order and does not impact the achieved coverage, and so does not result in increased coverage. Answer D is correct. If the checklists are high level, some variability in the actual testing is likely to occur, resulting in potentially greater coverage but less repeatability. If two testers follow a checklist of high-level items, each of them may use different test data, test steps, etc. This way, one tester will probably cover some areas not covered by the other tester, and this will result in increased coverage. Answer A is not correct. This sequence of 5 events covers 4 different valid transitions. Both not available events correspond to the same transition between S1 and S3. This test case covers 4 out of 7 valid transitions. Answer B is correct. This sequence of 5 events covers 5 different transitions. The first available event corresponds to a transition between S1 and S2, and the second available event corresponds to a transition between S3 and S2, so 2 different transitions are covered. This test case covers 5 out of 7 valid transitions and achieves the highest valid transitions coverage. Answer C is not correct. This sequence of 5 events covers 3 different transitions. Both available events correspond to the same transition from S1 to S2. Both change room events correspond to the same transition from S2 to S1. This test case covers 3 out of 7 valid transitions. Answer D is not correct. This sequence of 5 events does not represent a feasible test case, because after cancel the system ends up in the end state and no further valid transitions can be executed. Answer A is not correct. Practices involved in shift-left testing are aimed at implementing more testing activities in the early phases of the development lifecycle, portraying the SDLC as moving from left to right. There is no such thing as the left-hand side of the test process. Answer B is correct. Shift-left emphasizes the importance of starting testing earlier in the software development lifecycle, SDLC. Implementing shift-left testing necessitates additional training and increased effort and costs during the early stages of the SDLC. Nevertheless, overall savings should be higher. Answer C is not correct. Although automated component tests and component integration tests for regression testing are generally valuable, the creation of these tests is normally the responsibility of the developers, and if a continuous integration/continuous delivery (CI/CD) approach is followed, then these tests will have been submitted with the code. In some situations, the tester may automate tests for regression testing, and sometimes even for component tests and component integration tests. However, this is not part of a shift-left approach which moves testing earlier in the SDLC. Answer D is not correct. Training testers to perform tasks early in the SDLC would support a shift-left approach by emphasizing the importance of starting testing earlier in the SDLC. However, automating more test activities to be performed later in the SDLC is not part of a shift-left approach. Answer A is not correct. The fact that the requirement about the system's performance comes directly from the client and that the performance is important from the business point of view, i.e., high priority, does not make these tests functional, because they do not check what the system does, but how, i.e., how fast the orders are processed. Answer B is correct. This is an example of performance testing, a type of non-functional testing. Answer C is not correct. From the scenario, we do not know if interacting with the user interface is a part of the test conditions. But even if we did, the main test objective of these tests is to check the performance, not the usability. Answer D is not correct. We do not need the following three transitions: requesting, then confirmed, waiting list, then confirmed, waiting list, then END cannot appear in the same test case, which suggests that at least 3 test cases are required. All the other transitions can appear in combination with one or more of these 3 transitions, so we need a minimum of 3 test cases. In fact, only 3 sequences are possible: TC1, start, room request, then requesting, available, then confirmed, pay, then END, TC2, start, room request, then requesting, not available, then waiting list, available, then confirmed, pay, then END, TC3, start, room request, then requesting, not available, then waiting list, cancel, then END. Answer A is correct. The whole team approach promotes robust communication and collaboration between the team members. Answer B is not correct. While the whole team approach prioritizes collective accountability for quality, each individual team member is still equally accountable for quality. Answer C is not correct. The whole team approach is about how the team works together, with the aim of higher quality deliverables, but it does not necessarily result in faster deployment to end users. Answer D is not correct. When using the whole team approach, testers work with business representatives to create acceptance tests. There is no suggestion that the approach will reduce collaboration with external business users. One is true. The SDLC has an influence on the test process. 2 is false. The number of defects detected in previous projects may have some influence, but this is not as significant as 1, 3, and 4. 3 is true. The identified product risks are one of the most important factors influencing the test process. 4 is true. Regulatory requirements are important factors influencing the test process. 5 is false. The test environment has no significant influence on the test process, hence 1, 3, for have significant influence is correct. Answer A is not correct. In all types of reviews there is more than one role, even in informal ones. Answer B is correct. There are several activities during the formal review process. Answer C is not correct. Documentation to be reviewed should be distributed as early as possible. Answer D is not correct. Defects found during the review should be reported. There are 12 boundary values for the final result values: 0, 50, 51, 60, 61, 70, 71, 80, 81, 90, 91, and 100. The test cases cover 6 of them: TC1, 91, TC2, 50, TC3, 81, TC4, 60, TC5, 70, and TC7, 51. Therefore, the test cases cover 6/12 equals 50%. Answer A is correct. This test covers 2 acceptance criteria, one about editing the document and one about saving changes. Answer B is not correct. Acceptance criteria cover the editor activities, not the content owner activities. Answer C is not correct. Scheduling the edited content for publication may be a nice feature, but it is not covered by the acceptance criteria. Answer D is not correct. Acceptance criteria state about reassigning from an editor to the content owner, not to another editor. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell for more testing tips and exam walkthroughs. See you in the next video.